What is up, 7 Up? Welcome back to the 168 Challenge documentary video. Callum Hopkins here again. Glad to have you guys on board. If you've been watching us previously, thanks for tuning in again. If you're brand new, welcome. Thanks for joining us at this point. Just a little bit of advice to any people joining us in just now. If you want to go back to episode 1 to just get a feel of what is happening in this project, its goals, and some of the framework outline of how this project's getting put together, go check out episode 1, get yourself clued up, and then jump back here to join in with us. But thanks guys for tuning in. Thanks very much to those who are continuing to watch these videos. I appreciate that. So where are we? Well, we're at a stage now where we've passed the image point, so sorry, the ability to upload images. So let's go ahead and check out the countdown clock. So yeah, that's just about 157 hours got left in the challenge. So we're just over the 10-hour mark. As I said just before we jump to the countdown, I'm at the point now where basic image upload functionality is now in the app. That was pretty intense, I have to say. No, it wasn't that serious, but it was for me trying out Node, something that was quite tricky. I mean, I've done a lot of background on frameworks, I've got a lot of knowledge there. But Node is very much different. Is very much different in the way that it works compared to a lot of web programming languages. And its introduction to things like middleware are kind of new for me, so it's been half trying to figure out what I want it to do and half just getting used to how it works. It's kind of hard to admit that really, that it is a coding language or a framework, whatever you want to label it as. It's totally new to me. At one point, I did actually wonder whether or not I maybe bitten off more than I could actually chew, but you know, we're there. We're there, and that's a good point. It's taken me a little while to get to it. So yeah, apologies for not doing the video a week, like I said early on in the project. I've had some things going on between work, family life, nothing major, just things that take your evenings and etc. So that's why there's been a bit of a gap. I also wanted to make a video which would show some functionality rather than just show a little bit. I don't know. Let me know actually if you would prefer a more regular video rather than a gap between videos, a large gap between videos, but the gap between the videos would show more functionality, and the video that was more regular would kind of be shorter updates. So if anybody's been watching this series so far, you know, feel free to get in touch and let me know what you think would be the best way to go forward. I'm also going to try and maybe slow down talking a little bit. I know between my accent and the speed that I spoke at in previous videos, it could be a bit difficult. So any feedback on how to improve videos, welcome to it. So let's just go ahead and show what we've done. So in the drop down, we've been able to get all the menus sorted out. We've got our images drop down menu here. When you click on show my images, which is the first link which we're on just now, you can see a whole bunch of wonderful pictures of myself and one of my works logo that I've just used to fill in, one, and also an image that I use for my own stuff that have been uploaded through the application. They've came up in a list of images. You can click on the individual images to see the information of that image, which is pretty much the same information that is shown beforehand. There's no ability. I have buttons here to delete and edit. They are not fully coded in yet, I don't think. Actually, let's just go ahead and hit delete, see what happens. Oh, okay, so I think that's deleted itself. The image itself I don't think has been deleted off the server by doing that action, but that's interesting. I wonder what happens if I click this edit button. So we do have an edit page, but nothing really happens there, so I need to just finish coding that bit up. But the image functionality is there, so let's just go ahead and add a new image. Let's do this GIF actually. This is yeah, this is a GIF that was used in the Twitter conversation on Friday. So that image is now been uploaded very quickly, as you can see. We've then been directed to the unique identifier, which came from MongoDB, that has been given to the image. And if we go to show my images, you can see it's sitting there at the top. So you can see here the images are going through Node through its middleware, which is Multer Image Uploader. You can find it on GitHub. You can find it on multiple websites, but that's the middleware that I've used. It saves it into folder, which you can see here. This is just a reference. This will go away eventually. And it then registers it as an entry in MongoDB, so it can create this list and pull out the images. And when it was finished, I pretty much felt like that, I have to say. A bit of fist pumping went on when it happened. It was a little bit of an achievement. There's probably some harder functionality to come up, which I'm going to tackle next, which would be the ability to edit the image, to add tags in and to edit those tags as well per image. I also need to be able to attach an image to a scrapbook, but more importantly, out of everything, I need to include the functionality to insert a URL and collect a full web page image of that URL, or select an image off that page with the submitted URL. So there's some really difficult parts about to come up soon. I'm hoping that they go well, but I think in terms of time, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, that I thought at one point that I'd bitten off too much that I could chew. I thought I was going to run out of time. Then it got to a point where I thought, actually, I have too much time. Is 168 hours far too much to be given to a project? But right now I'm thinking, between the complexity of learning this new framework and getting used to it, and adding all those new functionalities to the basis of the framework, I think the 168 hours is probably going to be quite close. A little bit scared it's going to be quite close on the bad end rather than quite close on the good end. The good end being launching an hour, half an hour before the time limit. I think in reality I may get to 160 hours and have to launch before it's completely done. I hope not, really hope not, but we'll just have to wait and see. Though we can't tell right now. If anybody can, then I think you should be having a career in fortune telling. But I think at this point, I feel kind of good about it. I'm glad I've got the image uploading done, and within the 10 hours, well, just over the 10 hours point. So I feel that's good. So that's pretty much where we are, guys and gals. As always, there's always updates going into the GitHub repo, which is github.com, CalEwanHopkins/scrapbookin. There'll be a link in the video description for it. I'll be doing a bonus video, which is going to talk about task management and about actual project management that I've discovered. And that's going to come up probably at the same time as this. So if you're interested in how I've gone about managing the project, go check out that video. I will put a link in the description of this video as well. As always, if you've enjoyed this video or any other videos in the series, please subscribe. I'd love it if I can get some subscribers. I think admittedly we don't have any just now, or I don't have any just now, but I would love it if we could get a subscriber or a few. If not, please share it out to everybody. Really looking to get some traction on this in terms of just interest of people watching it. I've spoken to a couple of people that I know locally about the challenge, and they said it all sounded kind of interesting. So hopefully can get some people over the internet interested in this as well. If you have any questions about the project, any questions about the challenge, hit me up. I'll have links in the description again to social media platforms and that. But I think that kind of wraps up, guys. So take it easy, and I will see you next time. I've had a couple of deadlines from work and that sort of thing. So it's just me sideways.